ASMRTheChew, and I'm your girl Spirit. And today, I got a story time for you. I felt like I needed to share with you. And then when I woke up this morning, I prayed about it, and I could hear God telling me, yes, you need to share the story. So today, I'm going to share that story with you. Let me start out by telling you, I don't know how I even ended up in that dream all night, but I was in a dream all night. I was in third party. At the beginning, I didn't even know if I was with God or not. I know I was with a present, a very, very important present. When I woke up, I put it in my mind, in my perception, and my thought process that I must have been with God. But I was with a third present, it was the person in the dream. It was me, and then it was God. And the person in the dream was living their life, and I was right there to hear and examine everything up close. This person in the dream was a young man. The man was about, I would say, early 20s, maybe about 23, under 25. He was very, very young. He was very smitten. He dressed really, really nice, but I can tell that I was in early days. I think I was intrigued by his clothes, by the people he was talking to. I felt like it wasn't old, but I felt like it was old. Like, for instance, it felt like now and fresh, but I can tell it was from a very old Tommy time. You know what I mean? He had on suspenders. He had on brown pants that was a bit too big for him, and they were shorts, like they came past the knee, and then it had like not like a column, like a folded up column right underneath the knee. And he had on almost like a pinstripe shirt. It was kind of dull, not exactly white. It was all white with the little stripes coming down the shirt. And then he had on a hat. The hat was dark brown. It was flat, and it had like a little cuff in the front, like a cap, but it was so flat and had like a little button at the top. And I was just watching him, just looking like, what's this person, and why can I see him and see everything that's going on with him? But I couldn't interact. I could just see everything. Like, he couldn't hear me. He didn't know I was there, but I was there. It was a little weird and a little creepy, because I felt like, what's going on? Why do I see all of this? But then I was so interested in what was going on. I was so intrigued. At one moment, I felt like I needed to be closer, because I saw him talking, and I was saying, what is he talking about? What's going on? And I asked the third person that was with me, what's going on? Why is he talking to that person? And the third person said, well, let's go closer. So we went closer, and he had a box. He had a box like this size, and it was in his arm, in one arm, and he had his hand in the pocket, and he was just talking, telling them about the items in the box. And this lady was telling him, wow, oh my God, I love this. What is this? He said, said it's caramel. It tastes really, really good. You're gonna like it. I travel long and I travel far to get it. And she said, well, let me see your drinklets. And I have to make a decision because I don't know if I can get any of the candy. But maybe I can get a drinklet instead. And then if I have any left over, I'll try one of the candies. He said, I tell you what, I'm going to give you one. After you pick out what you want, I'm going to give you any piece of candy that you want. And he had about like 5 to 6 different pieces of different type of candy. And I was just looking and I was like, oh. And I actually was at the box. I was at the box and I was pushing on what he had in the box. I was like, oh, I like those. I love those right there. And I was like, what is this one? I don't remember seeing this type of candy before. It looked very unfamiliar. But he said it was candy. So I was just looking at the candy. Now when I went to go touch them, I noticed that they didn't move. But I can feel them. I could feel when I went to go push on the box. I can feel the candy. I felt the different candies that he had. And then I was looking at all the trinkets. It was like copper, like statue material, porcelain or something. And they was this cute little items that you display or put up in your house. And the young lady was telling him, I love this one. And she was just staring at it, looking at it. She said, I have the perfect place for it. And she went to go pay the man. And then I saw him pick out one of the candies. And he told her to try it. And she tried it. And she said, wow, this is really good. You sure it's caramel because it tastes like chocolate? He said, well, it might be some chocolate in it. But yeah, it's this caramel stuff. And she was like, oh, it tastes really good. It's really soft and chewy. I like it. And then he said, well, I'll see you again. She said, when do you think I'll see you again? He said, oh, it could be in the middle of next year. And she said, well, why so long? He said, it takes me that long of a time to go get what I have to get and come back. And I was like, wow, just for them little items in that box, he traveled that far and that long. I was like, that's interesting. Why do it take him that long? I didn't even understand why it took him that long. And then next thing you know, he was outside. He was in this place where they were selling all kinds of stuff. And people were just lined it up. And he only had like a few items left. And he was still talking to people. And people was asking him, if you see this, get this for me. If you see that, get that for me. He was actually taking notes on what the people were asking for. And he said he would be on the lookout for it. And his box was getting smaller and smaller, like almost nothing else was left in there. And then all of a sudden, I saw him going to this place. It was like a cabin house. And the lady had a dog. The dog was just running to him. And the lady just was standing there. And he was walking slowly up to the lady. When he got up to her, he kissed her and hugged her. And she said, I feel like you've been gone forever. He said, but I'm back. They spent, now I had to watch. I saw it. They spent intimate time together. And I watched them lay on the floor with pillows and blankets. And he was telling her everything that he done, everything that he saw, everything that he was excited about. And she was really sad. He was like, what's the matter? She said, well, I don't like the fact that you're gone for so long. And he said, don't worry. When I come back one day, I've been made so in love, but he traveled so far and so long that he only gets to spend a few days with her. And then next thing I know, he was traveling. He was traveling by horse. He was traveling by boat. And then he was traveling by like a cart. But I think it was more like a train. It didn't move like the trains we have. Like the trains go and you get there. It was like moving really, really slow on the tracks, but it was moving. And I was saying, oh my God, where is he going? So I was asking the third party, where is he going? And the third party said, well, he's going back to restock. And I was like, oh, and I was so excited. I was so excited because I wanted to know, like, where did he go? Where did he buy the stuff from? And, you know, I wanted to see if he going buildings, if he going stores, if he going houses, if he just meet people. How did he get all the stuff? I was so excited about it. He was on his way into this little house. It was really, really small. And when he got in the house, it was a woman in a room, and she was sitting on the couch. And he ran to the woman, and he jumped on top of her, and they started hugging and kissing, just real passionate. And I was confused. I was like, what is going on? He was just with a woman that he was so madly in love. And the third party told me he is in love. He loved her. All of the feelings that you saw he had for her were real. And I said, but what is going on? Why is he with her? Why is he with her? And he said, all of the feelings and everything he feels for this person is real too. Just pay attention. So I started watching, trying to find out what's going on. And I'm going to tell you what was weird about this girl. She had on this dress, and it was like tight fitted. But when the dress went up, because he was kind of like on top of her, between her legs, and her legs was out, she had ruffles, big, white, beautiful ruffles all underneath the dress. And I was like, wow, oh my God, what the freak? Like I was saying to myself, like, I can't believe I'm seeing this. And her dress, I'm just telling you, it don't make a difference, but her dress was olive green and the ruffles were white. It was so very pretty. Once they finished kissing and hugging, she was telling him she missed him so much. She loved him so much. She's so glad and excited that he's back. And he said, well, I just got through shopping, getting everything that I needed. And let me show you some of the stuff that I got. And she looked at it and she said, wow, everything is so beautiful. He said, yeah, but don't touch anything, because all of this stuff I have to sell. And one day I'll be able to get you a nice house. And she was so excited and so happy about it. And she was just staring at it. And I was looking too. He had a whole lot of stuff. I don't know why I didn't get to see him buy stuff or where he bought the stuff. I didn't get to see none of that. I just saw how everything was so unique, handcrafted, beautiful. He had all kind of candy and snacks and all kind of stuff. He had a whole lot of stuff. And it was just more. There was more than just one box. He had boxes of stuff, and then he put some of the stuff in one box, and he hold it out to people to choose from, and then that's how he restocked. Was so proud of everything that he was able to get. He told the young lady, I'm gonna make so much money. You're gonna be able to have everything. I'm gonna give you everything your heart desire. And she hugged him and she loved on him, and he was so happy. And he said, but I can't stay long, I gotta go. And she began to be sad, just like the other lady. She was so sad. it kind of made me feel sad, feel sorry for her. And at first, I kind of felt some type of way because I was like, why is he with this woman? What about the other woman? But then I could feel how sad she was, how sad the other woman was, and then I could feel how sad he was. But when he started to think about all the money that he's gonna make, I could feel his happiness. And then he told her, he said, it's gonna take me a long time to get back to where I'm going, but when I'm done, I'll be back. And she told him, although I only get to see you a few times out the year, I love you so much and it's worth waiting on you. And he was so happy. It seemed like what I picked up was on his way leaving that place, once he sold everything, he felt the missing of the woman. But once he got to a place where he bought in and restocked, he felt the missing of the next lady. He was so excited to see her. So he loved both women, but they was worlds apart and they were completely different from each other. And then he told the young lady, he said, when I get back, I'm going to have something special for you. That's what he told her. And she said, I can't wait to see you. He told both ladies that. And then he went back. He traveled. I saw him again on a little train, like a road train. I saw him on a boat. I saw him traveling through the woods. I saw him traveling, and this time I saw him traveling with other people. He had people that worked with him, and they was carrying stuff along their backs, helping him get stuff to, I guess, the location. The next scene, I was back where the first lady was, and when he got to her, almost everything was gone again, and he told her he was gonna have something special for her. He took out a gift, and he gave her a gift, and he told her not to open it yet. But then he also had some special candy, some new candy that he was able to get, and he wanted her to try it, and she was so excited about it. And then as she was sitting there eating the candy, she's like, this is really good. He looked at her, he said, I wish, he said, I wish I can travel 300 times already and have made all the money that I would make 300 times. And I wish that I had everything, all the money that I need, so that I can be with you even more, so that we can spend more time together, and so that I can buy all the stuff that I want to buy, and I can buy even more stuff than I buy now, and I can make even more money. She said to him, don't worry, one day you're going to be able to do all the things that you want. He said, yes, one day I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be wealthy, I'm going to have so much money, and I'll be able to get you so many gifts, and I'll be able to do any and everything that I want to do. And then that night, he laid down, and he said, I was tired. I'm going to lay down for a little bit. And she said, okay. He told her in the morning he'll be gone, but he promised that he'll get back as soon as he can. He went to go lay down. He said, I'm really tired. I'm more tired than usual. He laid down. And I was with the third person, and we were just watching him sleep. And I was just thinking, are we going to sit here and watch him sleep through the night? The next thing you know, the man woke up. And when he woke up, he realized he couldn't move. He realized that he was in his bed. His arms were stiff. His legs were stiff. It hurt to move his neck. He started calling out for the young lady, but the young lady didn't come. was a lady, and she was dressed like a servant, like a maid or something. And she said, yes, sir. And he said, where's so-and-so? Who are you? And she said, sir, I'm such and such. She said, what's the matter? You don't feel good today. He said, I can't move. I'm in pain. And I'm stiff. She said, sir, it's okay. Let me go get your medicine. He said, medicine? I don't take medicine. She said, it's okay. It's okay. You lay there. I'm going to get you some medicine. I'm going to get you something hot to eat. And I'm going to be back to feed you. And he was like horrified. He was like, to beat me. And he was scared. He was trying so hard to move. And every time he moved, it was so much excruciating pain. He couldn't even move. And then he tried to sit up. He couldn't sit up. And he started saying, somebody help me. I got to get out of this. What's going on? Somebody help me. And I was right there. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, what's happening? What happened? And the third person told me, just be patient. You're about to find out. And I was like, oh my God, what happened? And then when the lady came back, she put like something over him. And she told him to calm down. She said, I'm going to feed you. She said, now, I need you to try to swallow. It's good for you. The man looked at her and he said, I'm confused. Please help me. I don't understand what's going on. And she said, well, what do you mean? He said, I can't move. I'm stiff and I'm hurting. What's wrong with me? She said, well, sir, you're close to 90. He said, what? No. She said, yes, it's okay. Everything gonna be okay. He said, I don't understand. I'm only in my 20s. And she said, no, it's okay. You just don't feel good today. He started screaming and crying. Help me. Somebody help me. Help me. Help me. Please. And she said, it's kind of calming down. And then I started feeling so bad. And this is when the third party said to me, which I believe was God. He said, this is why I have you here. You're going to help him. I said, me? How can I help him? He said, I'm going to send you to him and he'll be able to see you. And this is what I need you to tell him. So God told me this stuff. And I said, what's going to happen? He said, it depends on him. It depends on his decision. I said, oh my God. But why me? Why do I have to do it? He said, you'll understand later. But it's you. You have to do it. Next thing you know, I was in front of him, standing there. And he literally was frightened. And I was frightened too, because I'm like, oh my God. I'm like in a time that I know I was not here. And I'm black. And I'm in his room. And this man is white. And I'm standing next to him. And I had on like a white dress. And I don't even know where the dress come from. I don't even own it. But it was a white dress. And I was standing there. And he said, who are you? And I said, I come to help you. And he said, why are you in my house? Why are you here? I said, I come to help you. And he kept on asking questions. I said, I come to help you. And he said, okay, something's wrong with me. Something happened to me, something terrible. And I said, what happened? He said, I used to be a young man, but now the lady that's here beating me told me that I'm 90. this is what I have to tell you. I have a message for you, and this message is going to help you. You are old. You are in a lot of pain. And you do hurt. And I can feel your hurt. I can feel his sadness. I can feel his pain. And I told him that he's rich. If you look around his room, you can see pictures. You can see that he's in a big house. He have people working for him. I said, you're very, very wealthy, a very wealthy man. He said, but how? I don't understand. I just went to sleep, and I wasn't rich. I wasn't wealthy. I was working hard. And I told him, you were. But you made a wish. You asked for everything that you want. You wish you could make a trip 300 times and be rich and be wealthy and be able to buy whatever you want. And he said, I did. He said, yes. I said, yes, you did. He said, I remember. And then all of a sudden, the third party was there again. And the lady was back in the room. And he asked her, where's the lady that was going to help me? She's going to help me. And she said, what lady? He said, there was just a lady there. I was still there, but he couldn't see me anymore. And the lady told him, there's nobody here. He said, well, where's so-and-so? Which is the lady who he would, after he bought everything, show it to her that lived in a little house. He said, oh, she's been gone long ago. She's no longer here. And then he asked about the other lady. And she said, sir, I don't know about that lady. When did you know her? He said, that was the lady that when I bought everything and I went to all these places to sell it, she was there. She said, I don't know about her. And he said, well, what about this person and that person? And the lady told her, oh, sir, you kind of outlived most of your family and your friends. And he began to get real sad. He said, I'm alone. And she said, no, sir, you're not alone. You got people that visit you. You got friends. But you don't have a wife. You don't have anybody. And she said, but you've done wonderful, wonderful things, wonderful work. You have beautiful buildings and homes, and you have money and wealth. And he said, I do. She said, yes, you have so much money. And then he said, well, how am I supposed to enjoy it like this? I can't move. I'm in pain. And she said, because, sir, you lived your life, and we all got to grow old. We all got to start the dying process. And he said, but I don't remember. I don't remember being rich. I don't remember being happy. I don't remember being wealthy. I don't remember getting married. I don't remember if I had children. I don't remember anything. And she told him, I'm sorry. Of course you don't remember. That comes with old age. But it's okay, because I'm here. And I'm going to make you comfortable. Everything's going to be all right, sir. And he started crying. No, I don't understand. I don't understand. And then she said, look, I'll be right back. When I come back, I'm going to tuck you in. You're just going to get some rest. Let me put this stuff up. Everything's going to be okay. The lady left. And then all of a sudden, he could see me again. He said, there you go. Where'd you go? I said, but apparently you're the only one who can see me. And if anyone else is around, you can't see me. He said, you told me that you were going to help me. You have a message for me. I said, I do. I do. I said, the last thing we was talking about was that you had wished that you can travel 300 times and have everything you ever wanted. And he said, yeah. And apparently I'm wealthy and I'm rich, but I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything, nothing. All I remember is that I was a young man. I was on my way to a town to sell some stuff and to see my lady. He said, but I don't remember anything after that. And I told him, this is where you are. This is what I'm supposed to tell you. You can go back to where you were in that moment before you wish that you can travel 300 times already. And if you go back to that moment, you can choose to go through the journey of who you became. You could be where you at right now, where you got everything you wanted without the journey. Or you can go back and go through the journey. You're going to have some good times, some bad times, some ups and downs. You're going to lose and you're going to win. But the best part about it is that you will be wealthy one day. But you will have the experience, the memories of everything that made you who you are today. And I asked him, I said, do you want to just stay where you are and be wealthy? Or do you want to go back to where you was barely poor and you had to travel and work so hard and barely got to see the people that you love and go through the experience and the journey and having the memories? And he looked at me. He said, so if I go back, I'm not rich, I'm not wealthy. I said, no, you won't have none of this stuff. You won't have all the houses and all the money. You won't have it. He said, but I will get it. I said, you will. But it will not be where you wish for it and you'll have it. You will have to work for it. You're going to lose. You're going to give up. And sometimes you're going to think like there's no hope. But you're going to get back up and you're going to try again. And he said, will it hurt? I said, no. You just say what you want right now. And that's what it will be. And he closed his eyes. And he said, I choose the journey. And next thing you know, I was back with the third person, like watching from a distance. And I was telling him, I feel sad. Because I feel like you're going to have a hard life. And then I felt like the third person smiled at me and said, no, but he will live. He will live. Rather it's hard, easy. It's going to be an experience. And he's going to appreciate the journey. And what he will remember is that one day He was 90. He was young, and then he was 90. Even though he didn't remember any of the journey or the experience, because I gave it to him just like that. This time, what I gave him is that he was 90 instantly, and he will appreciate whatever life offered him from this point on. And then I woke up. I woke up. I was laying in my bed, and I was like, whoa, that was deep. I can feel everybody's feelings, everybody's fear, everybody's happiness. I can feel it. So, I'm going to leave you with this. No matter what you do and where you go, at the end of the day, enjoy the journey. Whatever decisions you make, it's the journey that counts. Alright, have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween. It's for those that celebrate it. And even if you don't go to sleep and wake up and miss your whole life before your eyes. Enjoy.